Hey, welcome to Screenplay Junkie. My name's Drew Hellmich, and I'm a screenwriter. Film is a pretty sweet medium of art. However, before anything can make it to the big screen, it must start as a blueprint, text on paper. So if you're a fellow addict of film and storytelling, come join us as we take a look at various types of screenplays, short stories, and other source material that were crucial to the creation of the stories that we all love. I must warn you, though, there will be spoilers, so I do recommend being familiar with the title that's being discussed. Sound good? Cool. Then let's get started. Episode number 13 of Screenplay Junkie.
Really?
Look, Ma, I'm roadkill.
That's from the Mask.
That's from the Mask.
I know.
Nice. That is one of my favorite lines of that film, though.
I got my Jim Carrey movies all mixed up here.
You know what the Mask is compared to Ace Ventura?
What?
The Who, the Her.
The Mask is still a good film, though. Alrighty then, Drew Man Bryan here.
It's good to be back. I'm actually in Antarctica. I got on the wrong bus, and I'm on call in Antarctica.
Really?
I didn't know Sprint reached Antarctica. That's impressive.
Wow.
Yeah, you're not in Antarctica. Good one though. You almost fooled me, man.
Well, with these cold temperatures, I actually was.
It felt like we were in Antarctica. Yeah, the Polar Vortex was in the Midwest, and that's where we're from. So
yeah,
we're warming up now.
100 degrees. It's going to be 100 degrees warmer.
Yeah. I mean, I felt warmer with some lighthearted laughs from Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
When I watched the movie the other day. So, yeah.
It felt like I was in Miami.
That would take place. No, it's got to be LA.
In Miami for Super Bowl Sunday, right?
Is it in Miami? Oh, it's in Atlanta, yeah.
Well, yeah, this year's Super Bowl is in Atlanta, yeah.
Another wide connection for, I guess, doing Ace Ventura. Completely
unintentional.
Accident,
it lined up pretty good. Yeah. It is odd though how in the movie the Dolphins. Do you see it in the movie the Dolphins are playing the Super Bowl at home? Yeah. I don't think that's ever happened in real life.
It might have with the Vikings last year, right?
Oh yeah, if they didn't have the
yeah.
Well, they had the Minnesota Miracle and then they lost.
Right.
To I can't remember, but whatever.
The Saints, yeah.
Yeah. No, they beat the Saints.
Oh, that's
now we're
right.
just rambling.
Yeah,
they beat the Saints and then they lost to the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
The Dolphins, did you say?
No, guess who also lost to the Eagles?
Talking about the Vikings now.
Guess who also lost to the Eagles? The Bears.
Snowflake.
Yeah.
Cody Parkey pulled a Ray Finkel.
Cody Parkey is Ray Finkel. He just hasn't gotten the sex change yet.
Watch out.
He hasn't developed a plot of revenge against Mitchell Trubisky. Or who held the kick? No, it was fucking Pat O'Donnell.
Yeah, Pat O'Donnell. Watch out, man.
Die, Pat. Die. Die. Laces out, Pat.
Well, we got a treasure here today. I know that none of you can see what we're doing, but we've actually captured, well, I don't want to say captured, we've gathered every species of animal like Noah, and they gather around us while we record this episode, and it's pretty surprising. They're very obedient and quiet while we do this.
Animals everywhere.
It's pretty packed.
We've read the script of Ace Ventura, we've watched the movie, we've studied all his moves, we've learned from him. These animals are obeying every command we have. We are in full control.
Well, actually, for me,
oh shit! Oh god damn it! The penguin's pissing on the floor.
Tigers and lions and mountain goats flooding the streets of Iowa City right now.
Mountain goats?
And there's nothing I can do about it.
I think you should just stay indoors, man.
That's my end of it.
Just stay indoors. All right, let's get into the script info. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, written by Jack Bernstein, Tom Shadak, Jim Carrey. 71 pages, but it has a smaller font. It's not in the standard 12-point Courier. We don't have a draft, and we do not have a date for this screenplay, so probably like 1993, 1994, around that time. Matt, you want to give us the IMDb info, please?
Yeah, sure. Real quick, though, I do want to say that Jim Carrey like worked on this script, I know, for I think years while he was on that show in Living Color. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
We have no idea what date the screenplay was, but the movie came out in 1994. And it was starring, like we just said, Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura, in I believe his first feature film role. Then it had Courtney Cox as Melissa Robinson. She was in her prime, Courtney Cox for sure. Then Sean Young plays Lois Einhorn. Then we got Tone Loc as Emilio. I think Tone Loc's like a rapper.
Maybe.
Because at the end of the credits,
like
in Ace Ventura, at the end of the movie, like the credits roll and it's a song sung or rapped by Tone Loc, the guy who plays like Ace's cop buddy. But whatever. Then there's Dan Marino playing fucking Dan Marino. This movie...
Dan Marino's... I'll only be in this movie if I get to play myself, Dan Marino.
They didn't really have any scenes of him like throwing like good passes or anything, so he should have talked his way into that. Like,
a Mandarino.
Come on.
well, anyways, the budget for Ace Ventura was $12 million. Worldwide, it's grossed over $100 million, which I kind of guessed it would have been more because it's such a cult classic. It's not available on Netflix, Hulu, any of that shit. So you'd think people would be renting it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
I did notice that it didn't have like a really good critic score. Yeah, I think it was like a 45 on Metascore or something.
Yeah, but
it's
fans,
one of those movies
who cares?
You have to know that, you got Jim Carrey involved, so you know it's just going to be a goofy.
Yeah,
you're just ready to laugh. You can't be going into thinking that this is going to be some Golden Globe
like
or whatever.
I don't really think there was like a bunch of underlying themes in Ace Ventura. Like it's just a comedy.
Yeah, it's zany.
Exactly.
You just watch and you don't really think. You just watch.
You just watch and laugh.
You guys want to do the trivia next?
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right, there's a lot of good stuff for the trivia for Ace Ventura here, so I'll dip into it now. So, the director for this movie was Tom Shadyac, right? Shadyac, however you want to say it. And in 2011, during an interview, he admitted that when he first saw the movie and they were done editing, he was worried that it might end his career and Jim Carrey's careers as they were just beginning.
What?
Because he just didn't know how people would respond to it, and it turned out great, obviously, but he was skeptical when the final movie was like released.
Okay, interesting.
I feel like that's a common fear to have, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Just as far as any sort of artist putting it out to the world and waiting for it to be criticized or loved. Either way.
Yeah, and they made a lot of changes along the way too. Like Jim Carrey wasn't even involved when this pet detective idea began, because this guy, like Jack Bernstein, the guy who's the original writer, he came up with it as just more of a Sherlock Holmes kind of parody, and then he got the pet detective idea from watching a David Letterman sketch.
Oh, okay. I wonder what the sketch was,
Yeah, I don't know. It was about pet owners, it says.
Oh.
Ace Ventura, pet detective came out of that.
Right, so that writer, Jack Bernstein, he got... so I know Jim Carrey, right? And then, do you remember the other guy's name? Doesn't really matter who wrote it, because it was three guys.
The director?
Shadyac?
Three guys, yeah.
Shadyac or Bernstein?
Shadyac.
Yeah.
So whatever. So Bernstein needed extra help, so Jim Carrey and the other guy helped out, and Jim Carrey added like all of the mannerisms of Ace Ventura. So the voice like of Ace Ventura was something Carrey used in his stand-up routine. The "alrighty then" was a catchphrase of one of his stand-up characters. The character's name was the overly confident gay man.
Okay.
And whenever lines in the script weren't feeling right, he just kind of added things or took things away, and it was like him on his own, just experimenting with things that led to Ace Ventura, being who he was.
Were you going to say anything about the costume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Drew just brought that up. The costume, Jim Carrey revealed on something back in the 90s too that he based Ace Ventura on a smart bird, basically. So it was like a parakeet of some kind. That's who he based Ace Ventura on. So like the clothing he picked, it was all supposed to look like a colorful bird, like a tropical bird. The way he walked was supposed to be bird-like. Like everything about him was supposed to be bird-like.
His hair,
yeah. How he ate seeds and then like left them on a table.
He did this. He just looked like a pirate too in the movie.
Yeah,
true.
And Drew, I'm curious, are you in the full outfit of the?
Yeah, I'm channeling my inner Ace right now. I'm wearing the whole garb.
He's got some colorful pants on and a Hawaiian shirt,
and I got a parrot on my shoulder.
Nice.
Yeah, like a fake parrot. Some sunglasses. He's gonna go for a drive later and stick his head out the window.
If you got any, in the below zero cold, I'm gonna get frostbite all over my face. So if you got any pets that are missing, hit me up.
You know who almost was Ace Ventura? who turned down the role?
Yeah, I know.
Mike
I know who
Myers.
it is. Yeah.
Rick Moranis from like Honey,
you
I Shrunk
serious?
the Kids. Yeah, he turned down the role.
I mean, I like Rick Moranis, but I don't think it would have been weird. Definitely, for sure.
It wouldn't have worked.
We're trying to envision him.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids guy.
Yes, Ghostbusters,
Ghostbusters.
Little Giants.
Yeah, The Little Giants. Oh, that's such a good movie.
He would have just been a dweeb. Like he just like.
Yeah, he's just like an awkward kind of like dry humor type dude. I mean,
Exactly.
it probably would have been pretty decent, but I mean,
Spaceballs. Him as the
Yeah,
Darth
that's
Vader
right.
guy in Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Dark Helmet.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's good in that.
Yeah, I mean that's weird. Like trying to envision like replacing Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura, though.
You know who else they wanted to play Ace?
Who?
Studios. So the studios behind it considered making Ace female at one point.
Okay.
And they wanted Whoopi Goldberg to be like
Yeah.
Macy Ventura or some
Macy
bullshit.
Ventura. Okay.
I just made that name up, but like it could have been anything. Whoopi Ventura. Who knows? But they wanted it to be a woman.
Okay.
Huh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder how it would have turned out. I don't know.
I mean, it didn't do that. They came out with a
It really
Ace Ventura, like child detective.
Oh, that is brutal. But wow, we're bringing this back because you know who wrote that, Brian?
Who?
The freaking guy who wrote the Sandlot.
Oh yeah, the guy who wrote the Sandlot. The guy.
No.
What a weird thing.
We're bringing that back. We were discussing that when we were doing our Sandlot show when we were digging up information about that guy.
What is the name?
David
of that?
Mickey Evans.
David Mickey Evans.
Ace Ventura, like child detective.
I don't
He's
know.
a fat kid. He's like a little fat kid.
God, man, that movie's
We're
so
never
bad.
watching.
I
We're
know.
never watching that movie. Moving on though. Just back to like Whoopi Goldberg. Like I don't think it really matters. It didn't matter man, woman, child. It's just like Jim Carrey just killed it. Like,
Right.
It's just him specifically was perfect to be a pet detective. But anyways,
Yeah.
Jim
Ace
Carrey.
Ventura, Pet Detective Jr., dude. This movie.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, check this out though. This is kind of weird because this is Jim Carrey's like first big movie. I think he had his own personal chef on the set who also had to prepare meals for his pet iguana, like in real life.
Okay.
Like not just give it like pet food, like make it a meal and give it to my iguana. That's kind of weird. Jim Carrey. I don't know about that.
That is a spoiled iguana.
Probably lived a
Jeez,
great
man,
life.
he's probably eating better than we do.
All right, the last thing I got here is that so in the movie it's like 1984 or 1985 or something. Oh, excuse me. It's 1994.
Yeah.
And the footage that you see in the movie of Ray Finkelright kicking the ball and missing that they show in certain parts, it's actually from 1985. Miami was in the Super Bowl playing San Francisco, but they lost by like 20 points. And the real kicker's name who missed that kick, his name is Uwe van Schman.
So that's real footage?
That's real footage, yeah.
Oh.
That they show on that when Ace is at Ray Finkel's house and he like sees that footage, or when they see it on TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real
Dude,
footage.
Dolphins fans probably hate Ace Ventura, Pet Detective then.
Maybe. Because, I don't know, in real life in 1994, the Dolphins lost in the AFC divisional playoff to the Chargers.
Yeah.
So they did not go to the Super Bowl, as predicted by Ace Ventura. All right, yeah, that's all I got for like non-plot related trivia.
All right, cool.
Hell yeah.
Roger that. Moving on.
I mean, right now, I just really want to quickly talk about. We don't have to go in depth about this, but I just want to know how Dan Marino got into this film. Like, did the writer begin writing this film with Dan Marino?
It seems
as a
like he was in
character?
it. It seems like he was in it from the get-go, because in the script we have that's not dated, he's in it.
Right. So they just like, hey Dan, we're gonna write a movie, but we're writing it with you in it. Like, let us know. And he was probably like, fine.
Hey, toss me $5 million. I'll do whatever you want.
But I only want to say one line,
Rick Moranis.
a couple lines.
They
I only
didn't
want.
play Dan Marino.
He does
That's what I
only
was done.
he does only say a few lines, and he like says one like 3 times, if you remember.
Yeah. Wait, Brian, did you say you wanted Rick Moranis to play Dan Marino? That would have been insane.
That would have been so good.
But I just wanted to touch on the
Keep it in
Dan
the
Marino
loop.
thing really quickly.
I
because
looked it up.
I thought that was
Honestly,
weird.
I looked it up to find out like how did he get in the movie, and I couldn't find anything. He must have just been in it from the start. They asked his agent, and the agent told him, and he was in.
Interesting. I mean, he
Yeah.
made a bunch of money, so I wouldn't be
Right.
complaining about Dan Marino.
And all he had to do was just be himself, so that's chill. Yeah, one more thing before we transition over to the next segment. I just want to let everybody know that today, February 1st, is Pauly Shore's birthday.
Pauly Shore?
Yeah, if you don't know who Pauly Shore is, he's
Sure.
a heavy hitter in films like Biodome, In the Army Now, Encino Man. I don't know, a lot of other things. He's
You call this man a heavy hitter. It just hurts me on the
I know.
inside.
Oh yeah, and then he made that one like mockumentary, Pauly Shore's Dead. Anyways,
anything you watch, if he's in it, you're probably going to be dumber at the end than you were at the beginning.
They're not very good films. I just brought it up because I was looking on IMDb and today was his birthday, and I went down a whole Pauly Shore gopher hole, and I saw that Biodome has a rating of 1 out of 100 on Metascore.
Dude, that is...
Yeah, that's by critics, right?
Yes.
So that's the critics rating Biodome.
But it has
I feel like
3. It's like 3 or 4 in user ratings.
As a critic, I feel like they purposely did that. There's like, guys, we have to get this to 1 out of 100. Everyone just leave the worst review that you possibly can.
Is it the lowest rated movie on IMDb?
No.
On the website?
No, I think like Baby Geniuses Part 2 is or something.
All right. Well, they're in the same category.
Yeah, they're in the same realm for sure. Well, I just wanted to bring that up, so now you know.
Shout out to Pauly Shore.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that.
Thanks for supporting the show, Pauly.
Hey, if Pauly Shore, if he's listening, wants to be on the show, by all means, Pauly.
Yeah, Pauly, just give us your address and we'll send you some merch, all right? All right, thanks,
I know
Pauly.
he's working for some...
Do we have merch? Yo, guys, do we have merch? Fuck.
It's imaginary.
Crap.
Screenplay Junkie coasters coming soon.
Oh, I forgot to mention something, too. The part where when you finally meet like Ray Finkel, when Ace sees the picture of Ray, the girl that plays Einhorn, the cop, it's actually her. It's a picture of her wearing a mustache with like a wig.
I know. I always wondered who that guy was, but I guess it's just her.
Yeah, because it looks like such an average Joe, doesn't it? Like with such a weird mustache,
like a bowl cut.
Yeah, it's just the girl. Yeah, I don't know her name, but
Coconut Head.
It's her.
Now, the screenplay and the film are nearly identical, I would say. The skeleton of every plot point and character identity is present. However, we really think that Jim Carrey strongly just makes this film what it is, basically. I mean, do you guys like the story of this? Just don't even think of Jim Carrey. Do you like the story of this film?
Yeah, like it's a stolen dolphin, and then there's the murder because the guy finds Mr. Winky.
Yeah.
Stolen splinter.
Roger Predactor.
Yeah.
He's like some kind of president of the Dolphins or something, right? He's the guy that gets thrown over the ledge. Yeah, the whole story's cool. I like it all.
I mean, yeah, dude, it's essentially... it's essentially like a crime...
Dan Marino gets
drama
kidnapped.
comedy,
yeah.
you know?
It's
crime
Crime,
comedy.
you know, it's a win-win at the end. They find the dolphin. They give you the nice twist
Yeah.
of the sex change. I don't know if that's okay. We're not going to get into that. I highly enjoy it, but I agree with Drew. I started off just because the way Jim Carrey killed this role.
Yeah,
he created Ace Ventura. It's just like, I don't think of the movie when I hear Ace Ventura. I just think of his dumbass personality that he puts off and just how funny he is.
Yeah, he brings a definitely like a zany quality that elevates this thing to another level.
Yeah, his mannerisms are so goofy, and like just to bring back to the plot, like the underlying plot is it's something you could put in an hour episode of CSI, like CSI Miami.
If you wanted to be serious about it,
because that could be a serious plot.
Yeah,
minus the dolphin, maybe like have someone else get murdered or killed in the beginning instead of a dolphin, but
or like some jewels get stolen. I don't know, but I know what you're saying.
No, it could be anything. I mean, yeah, you're right. If you just take out the pet detective part of the comedic element, then you have a pretty serious story here. Yeah.
That probably added to a lot of the success of the movie because it is like you get involved with the plot. You care about the characters. You care about the dolphin. Where's the dolphin? I want to see it kick some field goals. Let's find that stinking dolphin.
Where is Snowflake? Here's Snowflake.
I don't think that works. I don't think you just call a dolphin like a dog, Brian. Oh, come here, dolphin. Come here.
No, I don't think it works either.
Brian. And I just communicated with the entire ocean. You all witnessed it.
The animals are going crazy in here right now.
Jim Carrey's a lot better at that than me.
hours of practice. Imagine Jim Carrey doing a lot of things he does in the mirror to practice.
Probably not anymore, since now he's away from comedy, but...
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Well, actually, I want to talk about Jim Carrey just for a second before we get into the screenplay, because we said earlier that this was one of his, or not one of them, like the first big role that he had. That
breakout role.
Yeah. In that same year of 1994, he did Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber.
It's a busy year.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And those are three, in my opinion, 3 5-star comedies.
Yeah, they're all real. I mean, they're all really good in their own right.
They're all great. When did the Arnold Schwarzenegger Batman with Jim Carrey come out?
Ooh, that's a good question. When he plays the Riddler?
Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't in that one. That was with George Clooney. You're thinking of the one with Val Kilmer as Batman, where Jim Carrey's the Riddler. Yeah, that was. I think that was like 1996 or 95 or something. So it was post Ace Ventura.
All right.
Okay, cool. So now that we're going to dig into the screenplay, we just want to quickly go over what happens in the movie, right? So we all know in the beginning, Ace is dressed up in his UPS gear. He steals that dog while that guy chases his car. It's such a good way to start a movie. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Like the way he's like destroying the package is the best.
He's like talking. He's like, "Hola, sir."
So we move on from there. He returns that dog. He's doing little like tasks. Like we see him chasing that bird, that white bird. Then he gets the beeper call because the dolphin has been stolen. The Miami Dolphins dolphin has been stolen. So he goes to the scene. He like investigates. He finds that little stone. And then he goes to the cops. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of funny things that happen in between, but he ends up going to the police station to talk to his buddy, whose name is like Elias or something. I can't remember. He's the rapper guy though. In real life, he's a rapper.
I don't remember.
He goes to talk to him, and if you remember, he talks with his butt. You guys remember that part?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
May I ask you a question?
As one does.
Jim Carrey actually started that in 1990. Like, he didn't get that idea for Ace Ventura. He was doing it on the set of In Living Color, that sketch show he was on with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
And apparently he stood up and did it. Like, he read from his butt in one of the Wayans' directions, and the two almost like got in a fight because the guy was like so offended by Jim Carrey talking with his ass.
I can tell him, man, it's such a childish thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's so funny though, man. And then
Like
he
a
like
grown man doing that.
and he just keeps doing it, right? While his buddy's like, my boss is coming. And then Lieutenant Einhorn, who we know is the big bad guy in this movie.
Right.
Literally a big bad guy, a former kicker in the NFL. But anyways, she like walks into the frame and Ace says out loud, "Holy Testicle Tuesday." And it, like, I never caught that before until I just read the screenplay and watched the movie. And literally, it's just a total like, yo, this lady has a schlong. And yeah, I mean that's what he just said, but like no one even knew what he was really saying. I just thought that was funny that it was in the screenplay and
that connection.
Yeah, like the author put that in there and it stuck the whole way through.
Wow.
Okay, so let's jump to the part in the movie where Ace discovers Ray Finkle, right? He's looking at the old pictures of the Dolphins team, and he's like, who is that? And we find out that Ray Finkle joined the team late, ended up being a good kicker for the team, though. I mean, they got to the Super Bowl, right? So he knows now that Finkle is his guy. He needs to find Ray Finkle, and he figures out, like, a specific county in Florida where he is. And in the movie, he just shows up at the Finkle house, and he starts talking to the parents, yada, yada. But in the screenplay, like, it's harder for him to find the home. He starts at this gas station where there's like this suicidal clerk. It's a real dark comedy part in like the script.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was funny, but it was pretty dark just because this guy wants to kill himself. Ace doesn't care, just finds out where the bar is that Finkle used to work at and then just leaves. Mm-hmm. And then meanwhile, this guy's about to kill himself and then like someone else walks in and he's just like, oh, like I can't get anything done. And then we just cut back to Ace showing up at and then, we just cut back to Ace. We don't know if he killed himself or not. Ace is just at the bar where Finkle used to work because the guy gave him directions there.
Yeah, and the bar is described as if depression had a home, this is it.
Ray Finkle destroyed this town. Like everyone's hearts, their spirits, that they've been ripped from them because Ray Finkle missed that kick.
So Ace walks into this bar and there's multiple patrons inside and they're described as having not many teeth and just basically just
Go Dolphins!
yeah, they're those kind of people. And Ace just comes in. He's like, "Hey, like I'm looking for a guy who used to work here," and then he's also like asking the guys if they want any gum. But he goes, "Yeah, I'm looking for somebody. He used to be a kicker for the Dolphins, Ray Finkel." And right as Ace ends his sentence, a cue ball is described to whiz right by his head and hit a window. And Ace just goes, "That would be a scratch."
God.
That's a scratch. Anybody
I
see
love
Ray
that.
Finkel?
I thought that line was hilarious.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah, it's good.
I could have used a bar scene, with Ace going in there looking for Finkel.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
They tell him where the house is.
Yeah, they tell him where the house is, but these guys just hate Ray Finkel, and they start chanting in unison.
Die, Finkel, die. Die, Finkel, die. Psychos.
There's a lot of hatred in this,
Yeah, man.
in this
And,
screenplay.
well, I just love how they're doing that, and Ace is just like, man, it's great to see you're dealing with the anger.
It's just totally the
So
wrong
condescending towards them. I love it. Yeah, but the crazy people of Collier County, they tell Ace in the script where the parents' house is.
Yeah.
So he goes, and just like in the movie, it's really graffitied everywhere.
Just downtrodden, yeah.
What, was the whole shotgun thing in the script?
Yes.
Yeah, it
He
was.
knocks on the door, just gun through. He's like, I need a new pair of shorts.
Yeah.
And that's when he goes, he's like, soccer style kicker, born and raised. I don't know the rest of it.
Yeah, he like set records or something. Apparently, yeah, Finkel had college records according to this movie and script.
Okay.
I mean, this part of the script is pretty much the same as the movie. I just love how the goons from the bar in the script, remember they show up at the house and they like
Were they just like following him
yeah,
then?
they must have followed him. Or they show up, they know where the house is. They live there. And they show up and they start harassing the house, like throwing things at it. And there's this hilarious scene where the grandma or the mom, like Mrs. Finkel, picks up a brick that was thrown into the house and just like hums it out her window and like clocks one of the guys.
Knocks him out, yeah.
Yeah.
Completely just knocks him out.
And then the dad or whatever, Mr. Finkel, is just like, she got the arm, Ray had the leg.
And he was completely unathletic.
I guess.
Yes, completely.
But he had his mind. The mom was just insane.
He had his shotgun.
Mrs. Finkel. Laces out. Want some football cookies? Real sports nut, huh?
When they go upstairs.
Yeah, when she shows up.
That's one of my favorite lines.
It's funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we know Finkel's insane. We know he is
right
on the loose. He is the guy.
Yeah,
Ace
there's
knows
total
he's
motive.
the guy. And then, right after Ace knows he's the guy, Marino's kidnapped.
Yeah, well, he kind of knew it was like coming because, of course, with the stuff in his room.
Right. So yeah, right when Ace saw that, right? Didn't he try to call Courtney Cox and was like,
Yeah.
Dan Marino"?
Right.
But then
That's when he's at his,
he was
like,
already
commercial.
filming his commercial, and those
Yeah.
guys just carried him away.
The one and just keep going out the door. Like, what the hell?
How about the car chase in the script though? Because like Ace is like there and witnesses Marino getting kidnapped, and he like tries to chase after.
That's when he catches a bullet in the movie in his mouth. That wasn't in the screenplay actually.
Oh yeah,
Like that, they just added that like cartoony like element.
Yeah, shit.
That's twice. Okay, I know this is off topic, but that's 2 times that I can think of where Ace Ventura should be dead. The first time when he goes to that party looking for Snowflake, and there's a shark in the big tank.
Yeah, he gets attacked by a shark, and then he catches a bullet in his mouth.
So that's okay. Anyways, back on track with the chase.
Oh yeah, so he's chasing after Marino's kidnappers in the script, which never happens really. It kind of happens in the movie, or whatever. But he crashes.
Nothing big.
Yeah,
He like has a crash in the script where he has like this dream, but you don't know it's a dream right away. It's like one of those things in the movie.
Yeah.
In the movies, in cinema. But he's like attacked by birds. It just felt really weird. It made sense that they cut it out.
one of them's like that bird he's trying to catch.
Yeah,
right?
like the $20,000, $10,000
Yeah,
bird.
he actually catches it and he releases it because he's like, I need to save Marino.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there was some.
That's what it was. Yeah,
There's some really deep meaning behind that.
I didn't care for that. The additional part,
Dude,
is what I'm saying.
Did
Like
they,
the
you
dream
think they
sequence.
filmed it? Like filmed him getting killed by birds?
I
Or
don't
just,
know.
like,
Oh,
bloody
that's what it
kills?
was. He did get like pecked to death.
Yeah,
Essentially,
Yeah,
like
they
kind of
made
like
it flat.
that was his dream.
maybe
yeah.
they were like making fun of the birds or something, like the movie, that Hitchcock movie.
I don't know. Either way,
Or he's just so haunted that he can't get the white dove yet, and he's just subconsciously dreaming that he's getting eaten by birds. Right? I mean, now we're to the when
Yeah,
Marino's
warehouse
kidnapped.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we glossed over, I think, the part where they go to the psych ward, when he's like pretending to be that like he's wearing a tutu, pretending to be like a football player who can't let go of the game and is just mentally insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he finds that Ray Finkle and Lois Einhorn are linked.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is actually sickening. I forgot about the movie. The screenplay that Ray Finkle, he takes, it's like a missing woman. He just takes her personality.
Takes the identity, yeah. I mean,
I don't know how anybody...
Poor Lois Einhorn, that she was just a hiker who went missing or something.
Right. I don't know how nobody would notice that as far as like...
The name.
Like records and stuff.
How did Ray Finkle's Lois Einhorn become the police chief?
He just worked her way up, man.
Huge wrinkle in the movie.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is far-fetched, for sure.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch on the psych ward. But yeah, we can jump to the warehouse now type like dock thing where Marino's being held.
Yeah.
So Ace knows, at this point he knows Einhorn is Finkle. Finkle and Einhorn. Einhorn and Finkle. Finkle and Einhorn.
Einhorn is a man.
Einhorn is a man! So yeah, Ace shows up, right, because he follows Einhorn to the docks place, right?
Yeah, it's just a random
and then there's
place.
those two goons who kidnapped Marino.
Yes.
Then remember, there's the whole dark part again, where there's like that real dark comedy aspect, like the guy trying to kill himself. They brought that back here.
Yeah. It was, so in the screenplay, if you know in the film, when Ace Ventura knocks out one of the goons and the other goon comes to investigate.
Hey, Baldy, what are you doing with the fish on your head?
What happened to the other thug? Well, in the screenplay, the same thing happens. One of them gets knocked out. But I thought this specific detail was kind of funny, where he just like put a fish in the guy's pants, like sticking out, like in his fly region. Yeah. I thought that was kind of funny. But while the one thug is trying to help the other thug like recuperate, Ace, just like in the movie, is above them holding a crane hook.
Yeah, super heavy,
and
would hurt so bad.
And he drops
Lots
it.
of metal.
He drops it, and in the screenplay, it just takes off the thugs' heads.
Decapitates.
Just cuts them off, just decapitates their heads clean right off.
Like, gruesomely.
Yeah. And Ace Ventura is just like, it's described to be really bloody, but the comedic element of it is Ace Ventura goes, oh my God, like, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. Like, Lord, forgive me.
Yeah, he's like, oh, jeez. I completely forgot that.
And then, like, so in the movie, they're just knocked out, right?
Yeah,
and he
it just cuts to, like, right before they get smacked in the face.
In the movie, he, like, rappels down next to Marino.
Yeah.
And I just love how in the script, when, like, there's not that same moment, but there's the moment when Einhorn, Marino, and Ace are all together.
Yeah.
And she's like, where are my henchmen? And Ace is like, henchmen? What? There's not two other people here. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just because he's, like, tweaking because he killed him.
Completely trying to cover up what he actually murdered two men.
I always enjoyed, too, in the movie when he fights Einhorn.
Yeah.
And it's like an even fight. Marino's like, dude, like, come on, what are you doing? He's like, you don't understand. She's a man.
You don't understand. I mean, yeah, but I'm just comparing. It was pretty exciting for this screenplay in the movie when the view of the man.
I mean, the reveal of Einhorn being a man, though, it was different. Like, I think in the script, he says something about hemorrhoids and then, like, spins her around so everyone can see.
Yeah. That's in the movie.
Too, yeah.
Oh,
in the movie, he says hemorrhoids. He mentions it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like, this is the worst case of hemorrhoids, but it's just like his nutsack.
Yeah, but then he says, Captain Winky.
Yeah.
Captain Winky, yeah, no, that's classic.
Yeah. And then the entire police force starts, like, dry heaving.
I think it's an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Ooh, the twist.
But then Dan Marino goes and plays in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, it's a happy ending.
But we don't know the outcome.
We don't know if they won.
We don't know the outcome. Which is
Ace is 1-0 against the Eagles mascot.
Right, and it's a bird. It's an eagle.
Yeah.
More birds.
That part's classic. He's just about to catch the dove again, and then it goes away. 20 G's.
Oh, yeah, for the bird, yeah.
And I think you were going to say this, you were saying it yesterday, Drew. They said Ace, they were going to pay Ace only $3,000 for finding Snowflake the dolphin. Only $3,000. I thought that was low.
I mean, it sounded weird, especially with the situation being that it's a really highly coveted animal. It's a rare type of dolphin.
That was a good luck charm for the team. It's the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
It's a dolphin.
Hey, we'll pay you $3,000. And then the bird was worth like 20. That was weird.
Do you know
Who
the
cares?
dolphin? Do you have a dorsal fin? Does the dolphin call you?
Oh, when he's
My name is Hans Get Velvet. Yeah, that's when he's like the dolphin trainer. I love that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say, yeah, like, what are your final thoughts on this, guys?
Yeah, so that basically wraps it up. This is a good one, guys. I liked it. Yeah, but Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. It's great. It's one of those films, again, that we've seen multiple times as a child growing up. I'm a huge fan. Don't really remember the second one. You think there is one. The Ace Ventura, Pet Detective Jr. is awful. Just to reiterate that one more time. But just like you said at the beginning of the episode, just like having Jim Carrey and his character that he built in this movie really makes it, along with a pretty good story.
Yeah.
When it comes to like a Law and Order type mystery. I'll keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, cool. I mean, just like you were just saying at the end, how it's like a good mystery. That alone makes me like this movie. Like, I like football. It's a plot where a dolphin is kidnapped. Like, it's great. Like, even if Rick Moranis, whoever played Ace, I think either way, I would have liked the movie. But Jim Carrey, I mean, like, come on, he did so good. Like, his mannerisms, everything about like the way he behaves and acted in the movies, it's so good, and it like influenced who I am. Honestly, like watching that movie as a kid, like watching Ace, like things like that, like learning how to be goofy yourself, like all of that like plays a part with me in this movie because like I've seen it so many times too throughout my entire life. I love it. Reading the script was cool. The movie's better. Just like we've been saying, like Jim Carrey brought it all to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I said, from seeing the movie, I'm just cutting in. From seeing the movie, then reading the script. Like when reading the script, if you haven't seen the movie, I feel like you would just read it normally. Whereas when I was reading, I would pick up on lines that I know from the movie and I like read it the way that he would say it. It just made it more funny.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
It added so much to it.
Yeah, film is good. I mean, I think the screenplay is really good. I think it's well written as far as with just jokes being connected to whatever's happening in the scene, like underlying things that, like for example, like one of my favorite lines is "Your gun is digging into my hip," which is just like it sounds like such a normal thing,
it's
right?
Before he knows, it's before he knows Einhorn's Finkel, and she's like making a move on him.
Got a full-on shove.
Like it's just just really simple things like that. I know it's a weird line, but I mean it's hilarious in the context of it.
Yeah,
because you don't really first watch, you don't really understand the meaning of that line at all. But like comedy is just so hard. So I think reading the screenplay, like just really understanding and narrowing it down scene by scene, and just looking at the jokes that are occurring in every single scene. I don't know. I just get amazed by it because it's just so hard to write. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, he did a great job. The initial writer coming up with the entire story, and then Jim Carrey coming in with his own, little quirks, adding those things.
Yeah,
it all worked, and it made this movie really good. And I can't believe that the director was scared about it. Like
I don't know.
I was saying earlier.
I don't know. I mean, like I said earlier, I think that's normal just to have that fear.
I mean, I know in today's world, what would scare a director is this whole plot that the bad guy is a like a transgender whatever person, and we don't have to dig into this at all, really, but. It is kind of odd that this movie doesn't like age well, you could say, or argue. But I think if you really want to dig into that and like complain about that, you're crazy because that's not what the movie is talking about or preaching at all. It's just a comedy.
It's a comedy, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just I think it's an overall like great collaborative project with everyone who was involved.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
No matter what platform you're using to listen to us, I just want it to be known that we're available on iTunes, Spreaker, and YouTube. So if you like our content, please be sure to follow all of our channels so you can stay in the loop with new episodes. Also, feel free to give us a rating and leave us comments, or send us an email at screenplayjunkie.show@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback. Also, if you have any recommendations of screenplays we should read, movies we should watch, or really anything, let us know on any of our platforms. We're always looking for other things to check out. On the next episode, we're going to talk about the 2008 comedy Pineapple Express starring Seth Rogen and James Franco. Thank you for listening. We hope you can join us next time.